Today we are hosting a special guest, Mr. Kamal Jabbar, a business lawyer. He is a founder and managing partner of Vanguard Legal and Strategy Group and best-selling author based in Dubai. Welcome to our studio, Mr. Kamal.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, I read about you, and probably my first question will be, you are a bestseller of UAE Business Essential book, which became also a bestseller back in the UK and the US. So can you tell me, how did it start? Like, how this idea came?
You know, Elena, I think it started in the way that many ideas start. It started with pain. I was meeting chief executives, business owners in airports, gyms, at meetings, who were asking me the same types of questions. And yeah, I had a look and I said that, I wish, they knew the basics so I could guide them. And I saw in the market that there was, while entrepreneurs are very interested in setting up businesses in the UAE, there's very little by way of a book explaining on the very basics of setting up a business. So the idea struck me, and over a few months in cafes in Istanbul and London, and while working here in Dubai as well, I put together a book. And fortunately, readers tend to have taken a liking to it. It's a testament, the fact that you mentioned became a bestseller in the UK and the US. That's a testament to the great interest that entrepreneurs have in the UAE as a business hub.
So if I want to buy it, where can I get it?
It's available on Amazon and on booksellers locally. So if you ever make the mistake of wanting to read it, it's available.
Mr. Kamal, you managed several business entities as a partner through your professional path until you founded Vanguard Legal in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So, and you mentioned that your expertise in delivering sharp counseling to CEOs, entrepreneurs, founders. What did push you to open your own company? Can you please elaborate on that?
Sure. Elena, traditional law firms tend to be like cargo ships. They can go long distances, but they are usually slow to turn and make adjustments. They bill by the hour. They have, and I found that a lot of the traditional firms had archaic billing methodologies which weren't really client friendly. So that's where I got the idea of setting up a firm which is client centric, responsive, and of which acts as a independent guardian yet a business partner of the chief executives and the business owners I was dealing with. That's the genesis of Vanguard Legal.
Okay, so was it challenging to do it in 2024? Means it's like more than 1 year back.
Oh, it's terrifying. But that's part of the thrill of actually doing it. If you remain in your comfort zone, you won't. It may be easy to do, but you're not going to learn anything. I think the real learning comes outside when you do something that is untested.
That's why they say to leave your comfort zone every now and then.
Absolutely, and I was working for a financial institution which was very large, had a presence in 72 countries, over 50,000 employees. Now, I reached a stage where I wanted to deal not with committees but with visionaries and with entrepreneurs and people with ideas, and do it in a way that is agile and fast, and in a way that disrupts things. That was all quite exciting at the time.
Mr. Kamal, you moved to Dubai in 2012. Why Dubai? Why did it become your choice?
Elena, I'd been coming to Dubai, since childhood, really, and in 2012, the city was in a stage where it was transitioning from survival after the financial crisis of 2008, 2009. And it was fast beginning to scale, and building a more robust ecosystem and infrastructure. I think Dubai has tremendous advantages to it, geographic and in terms of the kind of a launchpad that it has now become. So I was fortunate to actually move here at the time that it was just kind of stabilizing and taking off. And now, as we can see, it's going at breakneck speed.
Absolutely. And I think that was the years where the main flow was coming to Dubai, right? And so many
Absolutely.
expats were moving
Absolutely. And we've seen an acceleration of that in the last 3 to 4 years, where
in. Definitely.
things have just kind of taken off.
Your working expertise also include very big companies and multinationals. I just wonder what kind of support such companies might require from your side and what kind of legal challenges they might face.
The kind of, in a way that what large companies, the challenges they face are very different from the challenges, say, a startup or an SME would face.
Yeah.
It's a different set of challenges, and the advantage that large developed companies have, obviously, is that they have the resources and the capital to engage the best advisors. They've got an infrastructure, they've got departments.
In-house ones.
In-house ones, that can kind of identify risk and address it in a way that perhaps smaller firms can't. But they're also a bit, again, coming back to the cargo ship analogy, because as companies grow larger, they become difficult to steer. They become less agile.
Exactly.
Because
less flexible, right?
Less flexible and more bureaucratic. So everything goes to committees and has to be approved, and sometimes the decision-making process is slower. And we're living in such a fast-paced world. 2025 is nothing like 2022, for example. Or even last year. Things have moved so fast. Not just, even if you just look at our region, things are moving at breakneck speed, and the status quo keeps changing. So it's very important to have that agility, which I think that is the advantage of smaller firms.
So, Mr. Kamal, if we are talking about starting a successful enterprise or a firm in the UAE, what would be your advice here, based on your experience?
Embrace failure. I think that, I would say that when your idea goes from merely being a hobby to something that you think can work in the market, the best way to proceed would be first make a plan. I think I've seen so many entrepreneurs who are so excited about their product or their service, who rush in without thinking it through. And so start with a plan, a business plan. If you can't do it yourself, get someone to do it for you. And look at the downside, and look at the known knowns and the known unknowns. You can't have full sight of everything when you're launching a business, because even if you plan for 10 things, there'll be about 4 that you hadn't thought of. So get someone in, get advisors, and try and look at your plan from multiple perspectives.
Next question is quite logical. In this way, what are the potential legal risks can be for entrepreneurs here? And probably there are some pain points which every founder should encounter and should be aware of.
Yeah, you're right, Elena. In terms of entrepreneurs having to look at risk, I keep at legal risk. I tell most of my clients and entrepreneurs who I meet that they should treat legal not just as a cost center, but as insurance against momentum. If you're looking to scaling without clarity or with some kind of guidance on legal and compliance is inviting chaos. In terms of, it can be a poorly worded WhatsApp message that can lead to litigation. It can be something that is missed out in a shareholders agreement or an employment contract that can take a business as it's going up. It can suddenly yank it down and mire it in litigation or set it back 6 months of revenue. So legal risk is something that needs to be taken very seriously right from the beginning.
So does it mean that you yourself, you're a very well calculated businessman and you are not taking risk, or you are calculating risk like very, very thoroughly? Are you a risky person?
Every transaction has risk. There's no such thing as a transaction which does not carry risk. It's all about mitigating that risk, identifying it, and also knowing that there are some risks, there are unknown unknowns. There are things that you don't know, But in terms of risk, you have to recognize it, you have to embrace it, but risk should be constantly there in every decision that you take as a chief executive.
So it's a natural path.
Oh, absolutely. And rather than fear it, one needs to recognize it, assess it, and sometimes embrace it.
So if we are talking about business environment nowadays, do you think it's more challenging than, for example, 10 years back, like competition growing, new regulations have been set up? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely, Elna. I think regulation has evolved. The marketplace is different. You are dealing with a very competitive environment. You're not just competing with entrepreneurs in your own industry. You're competing with entrepreneurs all over the world, and it's the ecosystem is far more evolved than even say 5 years ago. Every day there are new challenges, and as a chief executive, you have to keep up with it, because if you leave aspects of your business unattended to, that again creates a risk that can rupture the entire business.
Mr. Kamal, UAE is known nowadays that this is one of the most vibrant economies in the world, and it attracts nowadays many investors and businessmen from around, right? Do you think, and what can be advantages of the local market in terms of cost, opportunities, probably regulations, if we compare businesses back in the US and UK?
Okay. Well, UK and Europe, Europe especially, I think if you were to take it as in a catchy kind of way, EU is the rule book, the US is a marketplace, UAE is the launchpad. So Europe tends to, we're seeing a bit of a revival in terms of innovation in Europe, but for the last 10 years, Europe has has stagnated to a certain extent because of bureaucracy, excessive bureaucracy, which stifles innovation. And so Europe is now slowly catching up. The US, if you look at innovation, the centers of innovation still remain Silicon Valley, followed by China. China is no longer just copying what's happening in Silicon Valley; it's innovating. UAE has a world-class ecosystem, so it is the perfect launchpad. The UAE ranks 16 out of 192 countries in the ease of doing business. So it's easy to come here, set up business, and you don't have to deal with a lot of the licensing and the bureaucracy that you would have to if you were to try and set up a business in Paris, for example. So the UAE has a lot of advantages.
So we may say that UAE has a great potential to be ahead soon.
Absolutely, yes. It's a Silicon Valley in the desert,
Of the Middle East,
of the
right?
Middle East. Yes, absolutely, because it's attracting the finest minds. There is funding, so it's not just ideas that are coming out. It's also the funding and the capital to back those ideas and lead them to a tangible business, which you're not seeing in a lot of other markets.
So they used to say about American dream. Now we can talk about probably about UAE dream.
Oh, absolutely,
soon, right?
absolutely. And hence you see entrepreneurs from all over the world heading to Dubai and Abu Dhabi for this very reason.
In Dubai, we see that many businessmen think that nothing is impossible. So what would be your thoughts on entering a new market in terms of legal risk and market research? Do you think there is a still window for a quick test and pivot process, or you definitely should have domain expertise in the field where you are launching a business?
That's a good question, Lina. I think the UAE rewards boldness, but punishes carelessness. It's you have a lot of competition, and increasingly so. Every year there seems to be more competition. It remains the kind of market where you can test easily, but you need to have the ability to pivot if your idea is not working out. So yes, test and pivot would be my suggestion.
But is it necessary to have a domain expertise in the field you're launching? Or you can start with a field which probably you don't have much experience, but you have a great idea to go forward?
Well, I think business skills is something you don't necessarily have to learn in a university. You can pick up hands-on. I didn't know the first thing about running a business because you're never taught that at law school. It's something that I just learned, over the years, and it's something that I see entrepreneurs as well. I have a client who, until 4 years ago, was a housewife, and she had an idea, and she knew nothing about what a balance sheet was and an income statement is. And now, she's employing 14 people, and she's got a turnover of 2 million dirhams.
Oh, amazing!
That just shows that she was bold. She didn't. She learnt about business and did well. Took a chance.
So, what will be your success formula for somebody who is young, ambitious, who wants to open a company here in the UAE? Because I believe there are many young people who are trying to set up a business. And what would you advise particularly for us, the Solo City team?
Okay, so for aspiring founders, I would say think like a lawyer, build like a founder, and scale like a strategist. Think in terms of pain points. What pain or what issue is your company, is your product or service going to address? How are you going to make life better for your client? It's a very simple question. It may seem cliched, but it's amazing how many founders aren't able to address this very simple question. I think Solar City is very well placed, where you have people, where you have entrepreneurs from all over the world coming to Dubai and Abu Dhabi in search of not just to set up businesses, but also in search of ancillary services. Solar City is well placed to connect service providers and clients. I would say that market conditions favor, a service such as yours.
Yeah, we're a digital platform, we're innovative, we're dynamic. This is, I believe, in our motto.
Absolutely.
Mr. Kamal, your professional expertise has been recognized by the UAE federal government as exceptional and specialized talents. So, can you please tell more about it and how did it benefit you?
Thanks, Elena. It seems like the UAE federal government made the mistake of thinking that I had actually written something useful. So yes, they did recognize me, and it was an honor to have that recognition. It's always nice to see that the work that you've done, that it's been appreciated, and it's all those one feels that all those late nights and all the hours put in kind of paid off in some way.
So thank you a lot, Mr. Kamal. We are very honored to host you today and have an interview, and I believe we had a very nice talk.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I want to wish you best of luck in your business entity, and we're looking forward to work with you at Solar City.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Elena. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to working with Solar City, and best of luck to you too.
And thank you for our audience for joining us today. Please follow us, Solar City YouTube channel.